I know how to pray. Some people, man, they just sometimes they don't want to pray, don't feel like praying, they don't know how to pray. You know what I'm saying? And about what you said, how you do it. So some people, I'm real big and I'm ready to treat people right. I'm real big on treat people right. You know what I'm saying? So I want, because karma come back and hit you in the mouth. So, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, I had to learn that, even when I speak to somebody, they don't speak back. I did my part. You know what I'm saying? I can't do evil. You can't do evil for evil, So.
Yeah, you cannot fight fire with fire. It never ends good for anybody.
Yes.
I'm not always saying that you have to be the bigger person, but you should always just carry yourself in a way where you can always walk away from a situation and, know that you were a respectable person.
That's right. And that's what matters. Because look, at the end of the day, we'll go let God fix it. Because if I try to fix it, we're going to mess it up. So my hands off of it, definitely. And I just want to do, and we're going to get into the topic. This will be a quick one, man, a little smooth one. I just want to get somebody energizes you, man, and definitely I appreciate you. Like I say, I like to open up a prayer. Can I do a quick prayer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, appreciate you. Listen, thank God for today. I thank God for you. I thank God for who's watching, and just bless my family, bless your family, and bless everybody watching their family too. Y'all be safe, man, and just then we pray. Amen. That's pretty much, So I just try to keep it. I always ask, can I pray? You know what I'm saying? I always ask. I'm a respectful person. I just try to respect everything. You know what I'm saying? But tell me, you don't mind me saying your name, say your name, your mind, or you want to say where you from. You don't have to say the home. You don't have to say the city. You can say the state if you don't mind everything or whatever.
All right. So my name's Gabby. I am from California, born and raised there, but right now I'm in Rio, Brazil. So I've been here for almost 4 years living in Brazil, and it's been absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. Such a great journey for me. And I go back to the States in September, and I'm excited to kind of take what I've learned here and how I've grown and then go back to where I was born and raised and kind of just be a different person and implement different things that I've learned.
I love that. Brazil, my godparents, they was in Brazil numerous of times on the church missionary they was doing. They was going there. I think they go every year, but they got up, they older now, they 70s, but they used to visit every year. I'm talking about, man, for a long time. And I actually deal with people that's in my gym. Another pastor, he just he does Africa, Brazil, all around. That's awesome. And Ms. Gabby, I appreciate you so much. Like I say, beautiful inside out. Man, continue to do the good work, you know what I'm saying, that God has planned for you, connecting with good people. You are definitely a people's person, you know what I'm saying? So there's a reason why you in Brazil, to connect and people meet you, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get to see love every day or hear somebody say, I love you, but you are definitely somebody that is truly loved and you love people. So, man, continue doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? To get into the topic, I see that, I tell you, I'm a trainer and I've been checking you out. I see you work out, and I'm big on health journey, you know what I'm saying? And my motto is, if you take care of your body take care of you, you know what I'm saying? So keep the heart pumping. I used to power live by backed off, and now I just look more for cutness and keep the heart going good and just try to stay in good shape, And I'm 34, so trying to stay good and everything. Advice that, tell me something, give me something like how you prep or like a routine you have when you go into the gym, stretch, or what's your set, the goal, because we got some people, man, they definitely want to know what can they do to get better, how should they start into the gym, the mindset, what you can share on that part.
So when growing up, I always played sports, but in my 20s, obviously, I kind of lost sight of that. You get out of high school, if you don't play it, if you don't play professionally, you don't really get to do those things that had you as active as much when you were younger. I would always just kind of just run to keep weight off. Girls want to be skinny and whatnot. But as you get older and as I've learned getting older, there's a great deal of gratification you can get in overcoming certain habits and routines that you put yourself in. And I've never been a girl who's had a routine. I used to bartend for my whole 20s and I just kind of did whatever. As I got here, I learned just how nice it is to have a routine. I cook all my meals at home. I make sure I eat really healthy. I get up, I try and read a little bit. I have started training for a marathon. I've never been one to run. But these little milestones from running like a 5K to a 10K to a 15K to a half marathon are really gratifying as you get older. And I always tell people that even if you don't like the gym, that you can always find something to get your body moving. Like whether you like to dance, whether you like to box, whether you like to swim, there's always something that you can do, gymnastics, whatever. There's something for everybody. But I do understand that the gym is not for everyone. And I think sometimes people are like, you just need to get in there. You just need to get in there. But there's just some people who get nothing out of wanting to lift weights. You know, it's not exactly, you know, if your brain's not wired to enjoy that, I understand. And I think there's a big pressure in people having to do things a certain way. And I think we need to start normalizing that there's different ways to really move your body and to stay healthy that a lot of people just aren't educated on.
Right.
So I always train friends too. Like I do a functional training here on the beach.
Okay.
And it's like burpees and other fun things, but I would never, ever, ever do a burpee out in the US. Like, pay me. But the atmosphere on the beach, when I do it with everyone there, and we're all high energy, it's beautiful in the morning. Like, certain things in atmospheres really help too. So if you can't find the motivation to do things sometimes, you just need to change your atmosphere.
Right.
Change the people around, change maybe the location that you do it. Maybe you prefer outdoors. Maybe you need different friend groups or little things like that. And I think it does help make people turn around. I think the atmosphere is a big deal.
I love that. I love that. I love everything you say. It's so true. Like you said, Jennifer, but I love everything you say. Change up your atmosphere. Just jumping into it because we just moving smooth along, and I'm enjoying this conversation already. You know what I'm saying? I try not to hold my guests, but hey, when the conversation is good, you can't stop a good conversation. You actually already getting there. You starting something that's going to be finished. So I'm going to try not to hold you long now because you get minimum time, you're going to come back on here. And listen, anything I can do for you, let me know. Anything at all, any type of love. I'm talking about anything and nothing. There's no problem. Let me know what I can do for you. Anything you do. Money-wise, whatever, I owe you. I appreciate this. Just keep it 100. I like to be real with my people. You know what I'm saying? But definitely your mental set.
I think people don't realize that you can come across good people on here sometimes too that are very, just real and not trolling because, this app is also full of a lot of fun.
Yes. Keep trolling. Pray for them. We're gonna pray for them trolls. They need to see people like me and you and other good people. They need to see that because obviously things ain't going right in their life and they try to drag you down. You know what I'm saying? I learned that I can have a good day going good. I can have a 94.4 day. I can have a 99.4 day. I won't get a 99.5 day because that's considered perfect. So that means we'll never have a perfect day. Something's gonna get on our nerves. Somebody gonna get on our nerves. Something gonna bother something. But at the end of the day, continue being who you is. You know what I'm saying? Because you know who you are. That person right there, that troll, whatever. Hey, I always learn you ain't got no hater. You ain't doing something right. You could be the goodest person, the quiet person in the room. You're gonna have a hater. Like wow,
Don't let anybody get you out of character.
That's right. Amen. I agree. Amen. Definitely. So now that we talking about hating, you know what I'm saying? This gonna be next to the last question. For you dealing with somebody that's hating, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets tough, but when you know who you are in God or who you are in life, you know how to respond to certain people, you know what I'm saying? Certain critics. You got the YouTube trolls, you got the TikTok trolls, you got the Facebook trolls. You know what I'm saying? You can be up 1 minute, and then when you hit like rock bottom in life, them same one cheering you on, they tear you up. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't right, And this is every community, like all colors. You know what I'm saying? Tearing somebody up. Being who you are, what like a mindset on that? How you able to deal with that, or how you feel about it? You know what I'm saying? Because it's in your words. I don't like it at all, but.
I think people have the tendency to overshare, especially like outlets like Twitter. People, and whether they drink too much or they're going through something, they tend to overshare, the things that are going on in your life. And a lot of people don't wish you well. Even if you have a really good thing going for you in your life and you overshare that to the public, you don't know who's receiving these private parts of your life. And I think if people can learn to really think before they speak, especially out to the public, you won't be affected so much by the outside world.
That's right.
And so there's something that I learned, and I used to have a bad habit of oversharing on Twitter. I actually just got rid of that platform completely. I was like, it doesn't bring me anything positive. I'm not putting too much positivity out there, and learning to remove myself from that, especially socials, I think is a big deal for people. They get a huge shot of dopamine off of anything that they get through social media these days. And if you can learn to be mindful and just kind of, take a step back when needed, be very careful about who you talk to, surround yourself by good people. It'll definitely make it easier to kind of fight through that. But you just have to kind of just keep a hold of yourself because, what is important to that you today does not matter in 48 hours. No one's going to even really remember. And so I always just try and tell myself, like, this too shall pass. Even your altercations with people do not last.
Amen. Definitely. Too shall pass. I love it. Too shall pass. Try to get into it, like you say, staying positive. Big thing. Definitely. I'm enjoying, like I say, but I'm going to give you one more question. You know what I mean? And then I'm out your way. And like I said, I appreciate you coming on. I would definitely love to do this next week, in tomorrow, the next day. I'm enjoying you. Like I said, I definitely do. And we might say certain stuff over and over because I want that person to know. And I don't take anything for granted. You know what I'm saying? I'm very grateful. You know what I'm saying? But mental health is a major topic that I'm dealing with. And it's been like a majority of my podcasts and stuff from last year. And now I'm pretty much on that podcast. I'm pretty much still on that topic. That's a topic that never get old. That's a topic that need to be here every day. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, we all dealt with something that was kind of damaging our mental. Took us to the mental breakdown. Mental breaks are important. If you want to share anything, a mental health issue or something good for mental health or what you've been through, if you want to, or you just want to tell your take on mental health, how you feel about it, that's good too. You know what I'm saying? But definitely encourage somebody with that. You know what I'm saying? Mental health.
Not me specifically, something that I recently went through, but I'll open up a little bit. A few weeks ago, I had a friend who was very close to me here. He was also from the U.S. and we had met through mutual friends. Now, if you've ever came from like a large party scene, whether it be like, people who like to rave or go to music festivals, there are a lot of drug use that is normalized. You go to these parties, people use them. It's very common. And I think when you go to these parties often, you start to desensitize yourself of when someone might be going a little too far. Because you just see it so often. Oh, they're just partying. Oh, they're just having fun. It's a huge culture here in Rio too. Like when you go to the festivals and, in the U.S. as well. My friend had tons of friends that he would go out with often, and I had seen him recently. He wasn't looking so good, but just because of things that I'm so used to seeing over and over again, we all just kind of said, or calm down, or just not much. I wish I could have been there more. I had separated myself a lot this last year. I stopped going out and partying. I stopped staying out late. I was really into my fitness, and I had tunnel vision. About 3 weeks ago, we actually had found him in his apartment, and he had passed. He had overdosed. We had to talk to his family. He didn't have anybody here just like me, and it really broke my heart. And I felt very guilty for a very long time, feeling as if maybe I could have done more. When I was going to go back to the U.S., I had offered for him to come back with me. I would have to fly with 2 cats, and I was like, I'm going to have an extra seat, and he had agreed. And I thought maybe being around close family and friends and stuff like that would be easier to kind of regroup and, get back to where you were. And so I always say now to people, like, if you see your friends just even slightly going off the wrong path, just really, really check in on them. Right. I think people check in on their friends more. I'm not saying to press them and tell them they need to stop exactly what they're doing. Just really listen, really check in, really be present, and just try and be that person. So if there is anything that is going on, at least they know that they have that open, safe space with you. And so mental health, I don't think that's talked about enough, and I do not think we check on our friends enough. It takes 5 minutes to make a quick call. Not a text, but just a quick call. It takes very little time, and we don't do it enough.
Definitely important. I used to take 5 minutes. You got to take a long check on them. We don't check on our friends enough. Check on people, man. Check on your family. Check on somebody, man. There's a lot of people battling with stuff inside. They can put on.
Even if it's not too much of like a drug issue, maybe work just has you down, or family has you down. There's people in relationships, whatever traumas that you went through. We're all fighting a battle, and we just do not check up on each other enough. Everything's very surface level because we're all so worried about ourselves and our own journey. But it's just like we gotta really, really be there for each other more.
I agree so much. And another thing, I want to say this too. Regardless of what the person done, doesn't matter. We all seeing the sin. We all sin, and I said before. But at the end of the day, mentally, you still need to check on, make sure people are good. Don't just tear somebody. People that have kids, you tearing them up. You know what I'm saying? Or married, they got other loved ones, and it gets to that point. You don't know how over the edge that person is. And it's such a serious thing. So, I love everybody the same. You know what I mean? Regardless, pray for them. Ain't got to deal with everybody, but love everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing about I pray for anybody, man. I have to say the name, but I pray for everybody. That's my prayer. To pray for everybody that's dealing with any type of mental illness issues, you know, they get the help they
I,
need.
I even tell people, even if you don't believe in God, if someone ever says they're going to pray for you, they're going to their highest thing that they believe in for you.
That's right.
So if you don't believe in God, just think about that person went to what they believe in and thought of you, and just take it as God.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Take it. Receive it. Hey, receive it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good people that's still out here in this world. There's a lot of good people out here in the world. There's some good men. There's some good women. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely are a great woman. Great people out here. So we just gotta, you know what I'm saying, don't rush it. You know what I mean? Do it in the right time, especially God's timing. That's pretty much it. You know, I'm glad I had just wanted you to come on and share. I usually send the questions. I think I'll make sure I send the questions next time. And they usually like 5 to 7 questions. Sometimes when it get to the point, I might just take those last 2 or 3 questions off because be on the topic. I don't want to hold my guests too long. But when they go the route they want to go, hey, there's no stop. You got all the time in the world you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I love people and I love good people, man. Definitely love everybody, but I love dealing with good people, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely conversations, man, and just thank you. And I just appreciate you just being obedient. You could have said no, and then you still came on tonight. You know, I greatly appreciate it. You know what I mean? I thank God for you. And I'm sorry here for your friend. I'm praying for him, praying for you, his family, and everything, man, because, you know, there's a lot that going on in the world. You know, the overdosing, we got to pray certain stuff for people, man, even like the young kids that are growing up for the future. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, Miss Gabby, we definitely going to do this again. I'll be inboxing you, see when you free again. On Instagram, on everything. My YouTube page is in my bio. Send me your Instagram.
Yes, I'll send it to you.
Send me your Instagram. You got Facebook, send me your Facebook. I'm going to tag you in it. And it's definitely been awesome. And tell your live, I appreciate your live with it. Thank you for letting me borrow you for a little bit because I know they probably talking. And listen, when you got somebody good like you, hey man, don't be hogging everything. That's a good woman right there. Great woman. So we're gonna be, hey, I ain't trying to hog her, but hey, I definitely love you. Thank you, and I appreciate it. We connected now. Let me ask this question. You know, I'm not big on zodiac signs. What's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius to a T.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Yeah.
No.
November 28th.
December 1st.
Wow. So you 3 days after mine. Wow. Right there. My due date was December 4th, but I came out Thanksgiving Day, November 28th. So that's what's up, man. Hey, we the best. We the best. Get it right. Good people. Ms. Gabby, I appreciate you. Anything you want to say before we get off? Anything at all?
No, I just want to say thanks for having me. I always like to touch on this topic of mental health because it's a big deal to me too. And so if you ever want to be back up and do this again, I would love it. Like, thank you for having me. Thank you for being so great. You know, like I said, it's very hard for me to find people on here too that have substance. We together.
We together. Hey, we family now. We locked in. We're family. Like I say, anything you need. That's it right there now. Hey, connect. Hey, matter of fact, put it back to the camera. Ooh, all right, guys. All in the camera. I tell you what. Let's definitely get a full segment in mental health. Let's shoot for something maybe next week or something. Definitely, I look forward to it. And I'll be tagging this. I have a new podcast. This is going to be this right here is Real Life Podcast. But it's a new podcast that I'm starting tomorrow. And it's called Inside Out Podcast. And definitely you'll get to see clips of it. It's going to be, I'll be inside I'll be traveling, doing certain spots and everything. And when you come back to the States and everything, we're definitely going to set something up, man. And if I got to bring it down here, we'll take care of everything or whatever. Or if not, hey, we'll come down there and still take care of you. Definitely, you know what I'm saying, connect with people. We're family. So like I said, we good.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Well, I'm going to say this in a little bit. I appreciate you.